Hey, Steph, I know some conversations are private. You told us that, last week when you and Nico was joking around, but can you tell us what happened with Rodney McGruger in the tunnel? I know you were laughing about it after the fact.
I have no idea. Juan T holding it down for our team. That's all I really know. I was late to the party.
Steph, Kendra Andrews, NBC Sports Bay Area. Steve Kerr was talking about how when you guys do well on the boards, it's a sign of focus. Do you agree with that? And what else does rebounding well mean for you and the team?
It fuels our offense, obviously, and it allows us to gain some momentum, um, especially early in games. He mentioned something about our field goal percentage defense and it being pretty solid. Um, but then you give up offensive rebounds and it's kind of a wash. So we have capable ball handlers that can push and transition once you get a rebound, and obviously defense isn't allowed to get set and you're able to get a good flow and at the end of the day it lessens the other team's confidence knowing that we're going to try to make them take tough shots and then they're only going to get one shot at it and you can keep it moving. So we do have some small lineups out there at times and it requires everybody to gang rebound, be physical. Sometimes you have to box out, not expecting to get the rebound yourself, but to help somebody else, or just keep somebody off the glass and you do your job there. So it's a commitment thing as well, to be physical.
I just wanted to follow up on one of the questions that Klay asked you post game. Do you think it would be 40 or 41 games until you pass Ray Allen?
I'd have to make quick math. What's that? 9 a game or something like that?
10 a game. Yeah.
10 a game. Yeah. Hey, anything's possible, right? So maybe 41. I'd take the over though if I were a betting man.
Stephen Draymond was saying that he feels like he's a couple of weeks away from being where he wants to be. You've been around him for a long time. Are you able to see him coming from where he was the first couple of weeks?
For sure, every game moving in the right direction. I mean, we're all at 6 weeks into the season. It's still kind of weird talking about what the vibe was, week 1, week 2, where it was short training camp and him coming off, 14 days off, just sitting and away from the team. So it's all new territory for everybody, especially him. But you see the aggressiveness, the sharpness on offense, being able to playmaker, obviously defensively, putting together amazing, runs out there and making his presence felt. So I take him for his word, I guess, in terms of where he thinks he's at and where he's trying to get to pretty soon.
Steph, over the last maybe 9 or 10 games, your percentages are about where they normally are: 50% from the field, 45% from three. Is that because you figure how these quote unquote janky defenses are guarding you? You kind of got the pictures.
It's getting better for sure, and I think we have a lot of ups and downs as a team in terms of what we're trying to do execution wise, but it follows my normal patterns of shooting better as the season goes on, just in general. But definitely getting a lot more comfortable finding that balance, knowing what type of shots we're going to get and ones that I can take and make. And obviously, I don't ever lose confidence in that respect, but you start to get a flow and you can carry that from game to game and it starts to feel really good. And I'm probably going to try. I'm not jinxing myself. So thanks for asking that question.
As a follow-up then, I think the last few games, maybe 2 total free throws. What do you think that is? Because there was a period you were getting to the line a lot. Is it just a matter of the calls, or is it what you're choosing to pick apart in the defense?
It's a little bit of everything. I think a lot of it too is throughout the flow of the game. Either we're on a roll and we're getting whatever shot we want, and finding space, or we're getting blown out. It's kind of the opposite. So I think it's kind of a weird vibe in terms of something I'm not really worried about, but I do know getting easy points because I can make free throws, getting to the line will help us at times and settle us down if the other team gets on a run, or even closing games in the fourth quarter. Trying to get to the line to get easy points. So I'm focused on it, but I'm not worried about it at the same time.
We've talked plenty, about kind of your guys' inconsistency this year, but you are 7-1 against below 500 teams. Is that something you're seeing in this team, that you guys do tend to kind of handle business on those nights that you're favored?
Who was the one?
Knicks.
Oh, I thought they were playing like they were above 500.
11 now. I think they might have been.
But when we played, you always know you got to they say win the games that you're supposed to win, and that's helped us, cure some of the bad vibes coming off of tough losses. And we've had a pretty tough schedule early, so I think the test that we've had, especially against the Clippers and Trailblazers back on that homestand, and bouncing back from tough losses and winning those games against tough teams, obviously taking our lumps against some other good teams. We've had some really good wins. We've had literally every experience, but to your point and to your question, winning those games that, whether you're at home or the road, that you're quote unquote supposed to win, gets you in a position where you're 11-9, not feeling like you're playing anywhere near your best basketball. And, you're a couple, 2-3 game win streak away from really being in really good shape. So that does help.
Steph, pre-game, we were talking to Steve about the lack of consistency in league right now. I mean, there's maybe a handful of teams that have been consistent, and he said it might have to do with the outer basketball world. I mean, people don't have consistency in their daily life. I mean, kids don't go to school. You can't see your friends. You can't go out, have a normal life. Do you see that having an effect on this team?
I mean, everybody has their own experience and how you would answer that question. I think for what I've noticed is just there's, you're here at the facility for a lot longer. There's all the different protocols and stuff. Like you said, there aren't really many distractions outside of, basketball. A lot of the way that you used to move out, in between games and practices and then your normal social life, like everybody else in the world, has been interrupted. So, yeah, it might have something to do with the mood swings, if you will. But, as we go through the season, it's going to challenge you mentally more than anything to keep your focus. I think Draymond mentioned in shoot around this morning, there's a lot of things that you have to worry about on top of being a great basketball player on the floor. And mentally that can be draining. And it's our experience, and there's a lot of people that are going through a lot worse things, but it is a challenge in terms of what we're used to doing, in our craft. So gotta understand, be open about it, talk about it, and then, understand it's a long season. Got to find a way to stay sharp through it all.
Steph, in your post-game interview with Klay, you guys' relationship. I mean, you guys play off each other, play with each other. How have you guys been able to maintain that relationship without getting tired of each other after 10 years?
It's a great question. I think a lot of it's just our personalities. I think we really love the game. We love and appreciate what we both, Draymond included, what we all bring to the equation, how different we all are, but we have the same common goal of just trying to win. And we've all found an identity in that and appreciation of just who we are as people too. So I think it all kind of blends in together. We do get sick of each other at times, and it's nice to get away and all that normal, healthy relationship type of stuff. But at the end of the day, that's the chemistry that we built, and the identity that we built over those many years. And when you win at the highest level, obviously, it only gets stronger. So yeah, I feel blessed to obviously have that vibe and obviously bring other guys into the fold that can kind of live that out too. So it's pretty awesome.
How would you describe Klay's sense of humor?
Last one, Gareth. Go ahead.
How would you describe Klay's sense of humor?
It's always on, but I don't think he knows how funny he is. So that's the best part about it. It's just who he is. He's not even trying. So that's what we like about it.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.